Anna Rae.
Yes.
That is a beautiful name.
Thank you.
And I really think that I'm glad you're in the creative fields with a name like that.
Why is that?
It would be wasted in tech or accounting.
Really? Like, beautiful names should go in the arts?
Yes.
Well, I have a confession.
Okay.
It's not my given name.
Ooh.
I invented it when I moved here. I wanted a name that would be short and easy to remember.
Anna Rae, you are in a band called Hemway.
That's right.
Also an interesting name.
Thank you.
And I Googled it, and I couldn't really find anything out about it except you guys.
Great, great.
Is that a word?
Yeah, so actually, the reason we have that name is because our drummer, Sean Utter, is a designer, and he just invented the word because he wanted to design a logo for his portfolio. So if you flip Hemway upside down, it still reads Hemway. Band for about just over 2 years.
Yeah.
But we all played in bands previously.
Okay.
So I toured as a solo act with Kristen Ford a couple of years ago.
Anna Rae with the pretty name and the original band name. Where are you from?
That's a tricky question to answer. I was born in Minnesota. I was mostly raised in California, Central California.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how long have you been around Cambridge?
So I moved to Cambridge almost 7 years ago.
Are you liking it?
I do like it a lot. Yeah, I mean, there's things I would say, like, there's a lot more on the side of things that I love.
Yes.
I love how pedestrian it is. I love how intellectual it is. I love how historical it is. I don't love how expensive it is. That's kind of the main thing.
Is it still affordable where you grew up?
That's a great question. I've been back there since, but not ever like with that in mind.
Yeah.
The area I grew up in was extremely poor.
Okay.
A lot of migrant workers.
Do you ever miss it, or?
I do miss it. Yeah, I do miss it. I don't think I would go back just because a couple things. I mean, there just isn't enough in the arts in the area. I mean, I basically grew up in the country.
Yeah.
And there just isn't enough going on. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't want to be making music, which costs a lot of money because the gear is expensive and recording is expensive, and I only know a handful of musicians who are paying their bills with music. So, most of the people I know have a full-time day job that they use to fund their art. So if I wasn't into such an expensive, kind of art, and I just wanted to like live cheaply and kind of like do things with people in my immediate vicinity, that might be a really good area to do it in.
So, what instruments do you play?
So I play the bass guitar. That's my main instrument now. I'm also a vocalist. When I moved here, I was mostly playing the acoustic guitar, 6-string. And then, when I was growing up, I played piano and I was in the band, so I played flute and oboe. I wasn't any good at those, but the bass is really the first instrument that I was like,
did you teach
I love
yourself?
This. Yeah, for the most part. I love to write songs, so it was a decent way to write songs, but I didn't really realize until I started playing the bass how disconnected I was from the guitar. I never felt comfortable. It was never physically comfortable. There's a lot of things about the guitar that just didn't resonate with me or something. Right. So when I switched to the bass, it was like the first day that I played the bass, I was like, this is my jam.
Isn't that amazing?
Love this instrument. I love the range. I love the relationship of the strings. I love how it feels.
If you don't look at it, then it's not there. Every tally you take comes out there. Just do what you have to do. Keep yourself on top and push on through.
Being a musician doesn't always mean money. What is the main dream of it? Is there a dream or is it just an impulse?
For me,
Yeah.
it's not an impulse. I'm always so jealous of musicians who are like, I have to make music. It just comes out of me. I'm always like, you're either a liar or you're super lucky. Because
Or pretentious.
Or pretentious
Or
as
lying,
hell.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, no, for me it's definitely more, it's more like contemplative, and I have to actually make myself do it, which is not to say that I don't love it. It's just, it's not a compulsion. It's an outlet, and it's a chance. It's actually a lot of parts of my personality kind of come together in music. I'm very cerebral, and writing lyrics is an exercise in ideas and metaphors and how to construct a narrative that is meaningful and universal without being cliche. So there's a lot of mental work around lyrics that I love. And then, music, I have a very musical family, and I was singing from a very, very young age. So I think, could I have just as easily become a visual artist? Maybe, but music is what I had available to me.
History's a mess, better not to know what your grandpa did with rope and stone. Just do what you have to do. Tell the stories that were told to you.
It's true that a lot of parts of my personality come together in songwriting, but it's even bigger than that. It's also what socially and culturally, what kind of presence do I want to have, and who do I want to be, and how do I want to interact with other people in my community. And music is a great platform for me to write about social issues that I care about, and to collaborate with people in a way that I think is healthy and that sort of mimics what I want in all of my relationships. So music is an area where I can practice a lot of just life skills, I think.
It's a hard bargain you're gonna make. The wrong game, but you're gonna play. It's an empty road, but you're gonna stay.
Do you have a dream? It's the stupidest question on the face of the
No.
planet.
I have goals. I have goals that I know I can achieve.
Mm-hmm.
and I have desires that may or may not ever occur.
Okay.
And I think that having those is really difficult because it's just you're just in a constant state of like, why am I not there? How do I get there?
What is one of those dreams, or is that nosy?
No, that's not nosy. I mean, I would love to eventually be playing in a band that's touring as a lifestyle.
Okay.
What kind of bogs me down a lot of the time in my daily life is trying to decide what to do next. And on tour, like, what to actually do is already decided. Like, on tour, there was never, very rarely a time, there was like an hour during the day that I didn't know what to do. Because our schedule was so demanding, it was just drive and play, drive and play.
When you're at home trying to figure out what next to do, are you talking like laundry and dishes?
No, that stuff is easy. No, it's like around art. Like, it's around self-actualizing. Like, am I happy with the projects that I'm doing? And what can I do toward advancing those projects? And I was just talking with some friends about this. There's this way that, like, sometimes you even know what the next 10 steps are, but the emotional stress that comes from different places being an artist can kind of, like, disorient you, where, like, I got up today and I had a plan, and I forgot everything, and now what should I do?
You think you measure up to the present time, but you're just focused on your bottom line. You know I'm too close, it all seems fine. So on, deny.
Let's talk about this All Together Now festival.
Yeah.
So you are the curator, right?
That's right. So the inspiration, there's two reasons I started it. One was that I was starting to kind of like connect with and experience more types of art outside of music, and wanted to create a space where a lot of different genres could happen in the same space. And then I also wanted to actively make room for women and people of color and LGBTQ folks. I'm just trying to combine a lot of things into one space.
It's like a variety show.
It's a variety show.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then just, Boston is very segregated racially, and I have mostly lived in Cambridge or Somerville.
Yeah.
And when I first moved here, I was kind of just like, I had never lived in a place quite like this before, and it took me some number of years to just kind of get oriented and get financially stable and like get my own life kind of set up. And then once I felt kind of secure to a degree in my life, I was able to start paying more attention to the social dynamics, and that's when I realized how, like, why don't I ever see black people at rock shows, or one or two sometimes? Why don't I see more Asian people on stage? Why aren't there more women? So once I started to kind of recognize that, I really wanted to generate a space where many identities could perform in Cambridge.
So is this your first one of All Together Now, or?
No, this will be the third. Yeah.
All at the Lily Pad?
All at the Lily Pad.
And so that's a good venue for this.
So far, yeah. I mean, the only thing that will hopefully eventually become a limiting factor is space.
Right.
But everything else is fantastic. They're so open to having lots of different things happening there. The staff are like, they know how to use the sound system. They're really great people.
You're a very special lady.
Aww.
A beautiful California girl.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aww.
Have fun at the show.
Wow, your feet, really?
Yes, he's obsessed.
Well, obsessed. Like, now you have to show them to me. Come on, show them to me. You have to show them to me. Let me see.
We're so happy that you're here. We have an amazing lineup of super talented performers. Later on in the evening, California, we're gonna have Hemway and Johnny Blazes and Brian King are gonna do a combination performance art song dialogue piece. We're gonna have a whole dance crew.